Everybody, we're back on XL 10 Minute Leaders Live. My name is Graham Brown, bringing to you journeys, insights from all over the world. Today, we're heading to God's own country, Kerala, in southwest India, to meet Joseph Sudhip. Joseph, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Graham. Thanks for making me in.
Yeah, so originally, you're based now in southwest India, but I believe you spent some time in Canada. Is that right? What's the story? Where are you normally based?
Yeah, I'm normally based in Canada, but currently I'm in India with my parents.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Okay, Joseph. So we have 10 minutes together. We're going to talk about your journey and also business model design. Are you ready?
Sure, thank you.
All right, let's do this then. So 10 minutes on the clock starting now. First question to you, Joseph. What does it say on your business card?
Well, my business card says a little bit about my qualification and what I do. So I've done with I have a bachelor's in commerce, bachelor's in law, MBA in international business, certified management accountant from USA, and registered business coach from a Worldwide Association of Business Coaches.
There's a
And
bit of everything there, right?
yeah, kind of
You
everything.
got all your bases covered there, Joseph.
Yeah, and currently I do business coaching for CEOs and business owners in small and medium enterprise segment.
For Canadian businesses or Indian businesses?
It's on an international level. So I have
Okay.
clients in North America as well as India, and a little bit in Europe.
What are the typical problems that business leaders have when you talk about coaching, and what are people facing at the moment? What are sort of at the top of the list of the concerns that when they come to you say, Joseph, this is really bothering me?
So my pure niche area is on a scale up. When an entrepreneur or when a business leader needs to scale up to the next level, that is where I coach. So I could explain like what are the challenges which they faces. One is on the mindset because they have been bringing their baby up, and when the time to grow, it's very difficult for them to let go. They need to have put their hands in all places only to just to make sure they care the baby, and that is one of the main challenges which I see in my coaching segment.
The mindset's very different. There's a lot of challenges as well, isn't there, with culture, organizational structure that didn't exist as a startup, and even things like departments that forming now in a scale up. I just saw recently here in Asia a startup raised 400 million called Caro, and one of the unicorns now. And you can imagine now that the pressures and the challenges are completely different magnitude, but it's still the same founder running it. What do you think he'll be going through? Somebody like that, what sort of things will be in his head? The challenges that he's thinking about, keeping him up at night. Now he's raised 400 million, really is a scale up.
Yeah, one is I think his mindset. He'll have to really redefine his mindset because you cannot have the earlier mindset because what basically got you there will not get you there, and that happens basically in the mind. So definitely a change of mindset, something which you will be looking about, and then it's a question of how to take things forward because it will be overwhelmed with a lot of pressures which he has not seen before from the investors, from stakeholders, and all those, and those would be new to him. So to manage them, plus manage his dear team, which we had grown with him, because he would have grown with I don't know, maybe a very simple stage, and those were the guys who would have been made this company. So to keep them calm and make them relax and make get the best out of them. So these were a couple of things which would really be going in his head.
Is there a time when a startup founder has to say, actually, I'm not the right guy now to scale this business up? At what point will that become a relevant conversation? And how would you advise somebody when they face that decision?
What I have seen is, there would be a spark in every entrepreneur to take that things to a different scale. And whenever he feels that, okay, that spark is no longer there, that is a time which he would think, okay, maybe my game is over here. Someone else have to take over. And
But
he
isn't
will
there a
see,
danger that he might still have the spark, but he's not the right guy? he may be not good at the organizational stuff. Surely that must be more of a challenge, no?
Yes, when you bring in systems and procedures and controls, then he would, if he might have a mindset that okay, now it's everything is written down, and maybe I'm not like maybe there will be a specialist out there, a professional who can do this in this manner, and I could go back to my creative side on developing it to a different level. Maybe that could be also a thought process.
I think we've seen that with Dyson as an example, where James Dyson, the inventor, isn't actually the CEO of the business. He just focuses on the creative part. Okay, so Joseph, what's your superpower in all of this? Obviously, you've trained in many different disciplines and you've got a very good 360 on a business. What do you bring to a business here and a scale up that you can offer that maybe somebody on the inside of the business doesn't have as a skill?
All right. So, what gives me a base to do this is I've been in the industry for 20 years, working as CFO, Director of Finance, Financial Controller, and I was closely working with CEOs. So, I really get their mindset, their wavelength. It's easy to match because I've been with them. So, that is a base for me to do this. And then, over the experiences, what I have, I focus on three things to get this 360 degree angle. So one is I focus on their mindset because that is really key when you do a scale up. Second is the strategy, and that is where I bring in the business model part of it. And third is looking at the flawless execution, because execution is the part you can build mindset, you can build the strategy, but if execution fails, it all fails. So for me, all the three are important to have a superpower success. So this is in a nutshell what I do.
Great. Okay. Let's put this to the test. We've got 2 minutes then. How would you teach? Let's say we've got entrepreneurs in the audience now watching this who are at that scale up stage. And Joseph, you've only got 2 minutes. That's all you get to teach them about what you do to help them improve what they're doing. What are those quick fixes? I know that's not how it actually works in reality. There isn't such thing as quick fixes in this business. But if you did only have 2 minutes to talk to entrepreneurs and startup founders out there about the challenges of scaling up, what would you tell them?
I'll just ask them one question, which is, why are you doing what you're doing? And that I would just end with that question, because if they have a definite answer, which is powerful enough, which has got that energy to pierce into all the obstacles, then for sure they're going to win. But if they lack that clarity and that purpose and the why, then whatever you do, it's not going to get them there.
Is it just energy though that can make them win? I often
And it's
wonder
not,
that sometimes that never give up attitude is good, but sometimes that can actually be a negative thing, right?
no, it's I was not speaking about the energy. Why? What is the purpose behind you doing all this? You see a larger picture. How are you going to solve, or who are the people whom you are going to solve? What would be their life? How are you going to change that? And that is a kind of power which would lead to everything, which would lead to innovation, which would lead to the right strategy, which would lead to so it's way beyond energy. It's what how the build up is on that purpose.
Is making money a good enough answer to that?
No, that should be a byproduct.
What if somebody says
Should
to
be a
you, I want
byproduct
to do
of your
this to
life.
get rich?
No,
What would you tell them?
no, I would tell that should be a byproduct of your purpose or your why, and it will come. The money, fame, everything would come provided you have that focus, and that is a big focus, and that leads meaning to your purpose.
Have you ever been surprised by the answers people gave you about that why? When you say you have a close relationship with CEOs, when they tell you why they're doing this,
Oh
have you
yes,
been
because
challenged in that way?
yeah, because they always know the what and the how, but they don't know the why. So that was always a surprise.
Is it easy to find?
It depends.
What does it depend
Some
on? I'm curious because
maybe
I feel some entrepreneurs don't have a why and they seem to be doing okay without it. Maybe up to a point they can do okay without a why.
yes. that is where the scale ends.
Mm,
And if you need to the scale up to the next, next game, you need to have clarity on those things.
mm.
Because if you keep doing the same thing, you can't expect a different result.
Indeed. It's good advice. It's Joseph Sudhip, everybody. Where do we find out more about you and your work?
Yeah, I'm active in LinkedIn. It's Joseph Sudhip itself. I have a podcast called Business in 90 Seconds because I take the crisp of the business and then explain in 90 seconds about marketing, about sales, about leadership, about management, everything. And I have a website called The Business Model Coach. You can find me there, and also have a pretty active Facebook page wherein I put these episodes. And so it's again Sudeep Joseph. So these are the ways you could connect me.
Fantastic. Sudhip, lovely having you on the show today. Thanks for sharing a little bit of your world with us and the audience, and wishing you a pleasant afternoon in Kerala.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Cram. All the best for your show. I love it.